And so here comes this morning to report into my unit. Right. I go to report in, like I'm supposed to, young Marine, jarhead. This is Lance Corporal Rice reporting his order, blah, blah, blah. And I remember the first sergeant looking at me and going, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh, Lance Corporal Rice. I'm reporting his order. I'm handing a copy of my orders." Basically was like, "We weren't expecting you." And in my mind, I'm that little cocky guy that said, "Well, that's not my problem. Here I am. I'm here for you." So he has me sit down, goes back into the back, talking to the commander. Meanwhile, all these Marines are coming in. Everyone's looking at me. And for the sake of your podcast, I'm using appropriate language, but you can imagine the Marine Corps language of everyone asking me who I am. And of course, me 100 times telling them who I am.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard boot a fair amount of times. Who are you, boot? What are you?
Yeah, everything, right? And so finally the commander calls to office and he said, "Hey, Marine, just to let you know, we're not expecting you." Again, in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's not really my problem. I just did a 19-hour flight. I'm all yours, right? And so he goes, "We are leaving for Korea at 4 a.m." And so, so my adrenaline pumped up, and I was like, "Yes, this is the Marine Corps. I'm hard up. I am ready to rock and roll here." And I was just like, "That is outstanding, sir. I'm super stoked. I'm super ready for it." And he goes, "No, you don't understand, Marine. I don't have you a weapon. I don't have you any gear. You're not getting on that boat." And so everything drained out of me. And he goes, "I don't know what to do with you right now. I'm going to have you go sit back out in the hallway until I can figure out what's going on." So I go back out in the hallway, and again, another 100.
This is a unique story, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it's not at all. It's like, hurry up and wait, right? Hurry up. And so the commander calls me back. "Great news, Marine, great news." He goes, "I know you're new in the Marine Corps, but let me give you an idea of what happens. From time to time, the Marine Corps, unlike other branches of service, the Marine Corps does not have civilians that does their jobs. If they need people to do work, they request from the different units, and they're required to send Marines over to do the work. They don't hire a civilian to do a Marine's job, right?" And so he comes back and he's like, "Great news, Marine. We have, from time to time, we're required to fill quotas. And we have a quota that we're going to send you to, and you're going to love it." I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what was going on. And he goes, "We're going to send you to MWR. For those of you that don't know it, that's Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. They're going to send me to the swimming pool to be a lifeguard." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Here I am, that's horrible. This young Marine. I want to be a Marine, and you're going to send me to the swimming pool?" So
it's nice to have an MWR when you have your off time, but to work there, that is a dead space.
Yeah.
So I usually go with, like, if you're very injured, or something like that.
Or you're a crap bird. Or the people that are getting out, they don't know what to do with. They're like, they're troublemakers. We're going to send them here until we can process them out. And I found that out the hard way. So I report in at MWR. Come to find out, it was an E4 that I was reporting into. I was the E3. I'm reporting into this corporal who is a total dirtbag. "Look, Marine, here's the deal. I'm going to give you keys to the swim tank. It's a 50-meter outdoor swimming pool. Your job is to come over here at 1 o'clock, 1300 in the afternoon. You're going to open up the pool. You're going to walk around, make sure everything's picked up, make sure the electricity's on, make sure the pump is running. Then you're going to come back here and you're going to sit at this desk. And there's going to be a group of individuals that are going to come in. They're going to train. When they are done training, you're going to walk out there. You're going to make sure that everything is picked up, shut off the pump, shut off the electricity, lock the door, go home, and do it all again tomorrow." So for like 2 weeks is what I did. And no one checked in on me. No one kept me accountable. But that's what I did. I had integrity. That's what I did. And so I noticed at that time, this group that started to come in, they didn't look like Marines. They had longer hair. They were wearing UDT shorts, no shirts. They had a group of Marines that had shaved heads. They were wearing white T-shirts, rope around their neck. A couple of them were pulling a red wagon with a beer keg in it. And so they would come over. Half of them would go back in the back and play spades, and the other half would be out there killing these young Marines in the swimming pool. But I learned, you just do your job, don't ask, just do your job. So one day after about 3 weeks, someone came up to me one of the guys that was in the back playing cards, and he comes up and he says, "Hey, what's your name?" And of course I was like, Lance Corporal Rice. And he goes, "No, moron, what is your name?" I was like, "John." And he's like, "Do you know how to play spades?" And as a Marine, "Yeah, I know how to play spades." And so he's like, "I need a partner." So I get in and I start playing spades with these guys. And I become friends with them. And this goes on for about another month of playing spades. And they were back there getting drunk while the other guys were out there killing these guys in the swimming pool and playing spades. And so one night they were like, "Hey, later tonight, we're going to go out in the village. And hey, would you like to come out and party with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great. I don't really have any friends." So I started going out. And after about 3 or 4 nights out with them, we're all drinking. And of course, I was only 18 years old. But overseas at that time, you could drink. If you were in the military overseas, you could drink, right?
Yeah.
And so we're out in town one night, and I was like, "What do you guys do?" And you would have thought that I violated their mothers. They turned on me so quickly and essentially, in a very nice way, said, "You don't rate to know what we do." I was pretty much ostracized. I was kicked out of playing spades. And so I went back
Oh man,
to setting up this desk.
they really
And
took that
oh yeah,
personally.
they took it very personal. And so I was just going on. But about another week goes by, and one of the guys, his name is Aaron, he comes walking up and he goes, "Hey, do you really want to know what we do?" And I looked up and I basically was just like, "Well, I don't know." I don't know. Are you setting me up for
Yeah.
failure here, or what's going on? And he said, "If you really want to know what we do, we're having an indoctrination coming up. And if you would like to try out for it, you can."
Is that when you learned it was recon?
Well, kind of going back, alluding a little bit, there is a difference between recon and force recon. And so this was
Yeah.
force recon, but yes.
Explain the difference real quick, because a lot of people,
Mhm.
they just hear recon.
Every branch of service has its own form of special forces. And in a roundabout way, all of those special forces all go to the same schools. You may be in school with someone from the Army or the Air Force or the Marine Corps. The same with shooting packages, the same with jump school, the same with Ranger school. It takes about 2 years to finish up everything, but it's this giant pipeline. Recon in and of itself is you become the MOS of a 0321. The MOS of a Force Reconnaissance Marine is an 8654, Jump Scuba Reconnaissance Marine. A recon, if you can imagine, is kind of like a training platoon. They get missions, but for the most part, they're training. And then Force Recon usually goes to recon and cherry picks the cream of the crop to try out for Force Recon. I was very fortunate. I just indoctrinated
Yeah.
them and got accepted. Now,
So interesting how you went to MMR, which is really a dead zone. And because of that, you got to go directly to Indoc for Force Recon. That's kind of amazing.
I've always been very blessed. I do know that the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary.